Throughout the series, the authors put Gojo on a pedestal beyond all others. Multiple statements as well as his showings in the fights he has paint him out to be this unstoppable monster that is not bound by the rules of regular jujutsu. And with his fight against Sukuna, Gojo has continuously exceeded our expectations as fans and further proved why he is the strongest. The main controversy we have in the JJK community right now is how Gojo compares to the strongest fraud in history, Ryomen Sukuna. However, with the recent chapters, the author has helped us portray there is a very wide gap between the two. Throughout the entire fight, Gojo has dominated in every hand-to-hand encounter, throwing him through buildings and boldly declaring his curse technique is much stronger than Sukuna's. A main point Sukuna fans bring up is that Gojo is getting amped by Utsuhime's curse technique. The explanation for why he isn't is very simple, as it's stated that her curse technique has a range, and seeing as Utsuhime has probably fled the battlefield so she doesn't die, to say that she'd still be amping Gojo is very disingenuous. As well as this, Gojo has been able to dominate Sukuna with various attacks. We see he's been able to land multiple attacks on him, even grab Sukuna before Sukuna is able to respond. Gojo's consistently been growing and changing his tactics as he fights Sukuna, displaying abilities even Sukuna hasn't learned before, such as healing your curse technique with a reverse curse energy, right? And many more. The gap between Gojo and the rest of the verse is summed up very simply by this. Maki, who should be much stronger than almost every sorcerer alive bar Kashimo and Hikari, states herself that she can't beat Kenjaku. Keep in mind, Maki was swapping hands and keeping up with Sukuna in terms of hand-to-hand combat, whereas Kenjaku himself is so scared of Gojo that he has to hide behind Megona and even Uraume so he doesn't die to Gojo. Kenjaku makes various statements implying he is inferior to Gojo throughout the series, with the author going as far as saying that you literally can't kill Gojo at all, hence why Kenjaku goes with the sealing option instead. Even Uraume, who can block piercing blood, granted with extreme difficulty, can keep up with Gojo's movement and remarks that even after healing from his attack, she is still hurt by him. The whole battle that has been hyped up since the series started is Gojo fighting a Heian era 20-finger Sukuna, and many people think that they are being robbed because Sukuna is nerfed. However, this isn't true. Any argument for this is simply refuted by Sukuna himself saying he can easily make up for one finger's worth of strength by eating the Shinbutsu mummy that Kenjaku gifted him. So no, Sukuna fans, he isn't nerfed, and Gojo is just way stronger than him. On top of that, Sukuna right now should be even stronger than he was before because the fingers grow in strength every day, on top of the fact that Sukuna now has another curse technique that is specifically a counter to Gojo's. So Gojo's superiority over Sukuna is shown perfectly by Gojo trapping Sukuna in unlimited void after absolutely threatening him and thrashing him around his own domain. Sukuna, instead of releasing his hidden curse technique that many fans like to say that he has, chooses to summon his savior Mahoraga to escape the domain. This by itself proves that Heian era Sukuna is weaker than Gojo because he is directly being forced to use an external curse technique to help him win. This would be equivalent of Gojo being born with Cleave and Dismantle, then when that doesn't work against an opponent, he uses a borrowed curse technique. Everyone would call him a fraud, but if it's Sukuna, people seem to hold these inherent biases for him. All of Sukuna's attacks so far have been healed off, leaving no lasting damage, and with the recent leaks of JJK chapter 228, which you can read link in the description, Gojo displays his overall superiority in strength and proves that he is the strongest in the verse and cannot be challenged by frauds like Sukuna. If you liked the video, please remember to like or subscribe, and remember that even if Gojo does lose this fight, he cemented himself as the strongest in the series. And with that, I say goodbye guys.